Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Duggan and we are in Satisfactory today, picking up where we left off in the Devastator build. We were decorating the steel factory, we finished that, and we were moving on next door to the stitched iron plates and the modular frames. And so we need to figure out what's going on there, make some decisions as to where we're routing some of the inputs and outputs. The machines are going to stay the same and the products are going to stay the same, but we're just making the way that things are delivered and exported a little bit nicer. So that's the plan. And I do want to relay to you that my live coverage of the Minecraft Live event this weekend with Pixel Riffs is now available on YouTube. We had some issues on Monday and Tuesday with the copyright from music from a Minecraft movie causing a copyright lock on the video, but Mojang has taken care of that and allowed streamers like myself and Pixel Riffs to do co-streams of Minecraft Live and then post it on YouTube. So you can find that at the Spun Chunks on YouTube, as well as our full episode following that, which was a good hour and change on the latest changes to Minecraft. And for those wondering, yes, we will be returning to Minecraft. I have checked off about 80% of the server side mods that we need to run on the Citadel, which is the server that I use to play Minecraft. And I have not yet gone through all of my client side mods, but a good half of them are the same as what's on the server side. So we're about halfway there, I would say, in terms of the mods being updated. It's only a small update. It's only a small drop for Minecraft. So going from 1.21.4 to 1.21.5 should not be a big deal. And we shouldn't have to wait too long for mods. There are a couple of mods that have been discontinued, which sucks. So I have to find replacements for those. But other than that, it should be pretty good. I'm hoping to get back either Thursday or Friday for Minecraft. SweetSandi, good to see you. Dan, hello. Squeal It and Blast Jordan are kicking around in chat as well. I think I saw Cosmic Dancer doing the work lurk. I feel like the work lurk needs a dance. Needs a chair dance. Although I don't know how many people are celebrating that they're stuck at work when they could be doing other things. But anyway, let's jump in. So this is the building in question, and we have not done a heck of a lot. And I was trying to make some design changes here, similar to what we had over here, but then I realized I had this sign as a note to myself, split in two before entering the building, which means that we should do that underneath here. And that will make this look cooler, but also I think it will minimize the amount of crap that we have to do up in here. Because that comes up this way, and then, yeah, it gets split here. So I feel like we could probably take both of these up cleanly and not have to worry about the split, and it would also solve this problem right there. Because that, where does that go? Yeah, that ends up going over there. So we need to fix that. That goes to there and to there. So yeah, we can totally manipulate that so that it does what we want, including putting it outside, which I think is what we're going to do over here. Also, I realized that I need to fix this. Looks a little better. Takes that green highlight on the edge away. And I was looking at this and thinking about different ways we could grab some of these bigger details and try to move them over. And I like the idea of having some of that stuff in through here. It's going to be hard to see until we get the light back. So I guess one thing we could do is go down below and split this up. So we've got rods being pulled off here. Overflow protection is on the main grid. We'll have to double check like what kind of rods. Okay, so this, right, let's switch that. because we have all the time in the space in the world here to split things up. So we can just grab one of these. Normally, I don't like doing this, but it's not going to be seen. So I don't mind the way that these are going to clip together. I really can't wait for the new splitters. It's going to be awesome. What do these need to be? They're rods going into each machine. 12 rods per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 120. So the whole thing has to be a Mark II. I should probably just remove this for now. Not how I normally like to do things, but it does look pretty cool. So I can probably leave that where it is. Then we can come right in here with Mark IIs. And I guess we're going to do the same sort of... I want to go all the way up against it. Can't see to either side of it. Can see above it though. That might be a little bit too busy. Hmm. SweetSandi, thanks for being awesome. Appreciate it. Yeah, I feel like that's just a little bit much. We'll have to think about something else to put in there. Alright, so it creates more of a open spot like that. I feel like we could probably deal more with this. If we had something out there like that. Maybe I just need another one of these. Sometimes I wish we had some smaller pieces. We'll make these coated concrete. I think that's what those are. Now, do I want to go along the edge like that? So I can continue this. I feel like this is going to look better if we come in by at least one step. I think that works. And then we'll just put lights here. And then we won't have to go any farther. that's not going to work. That has to be farther out. I might not want to double up on this. I think maybe we'll get rid of this. So this is taking place of this other one because this is a bare foundation. I think I'm okay with that. It still looks symmetrical at a glance. We could, I guess, maybe continue this one farther. Kind of wonder whether a small light would look good here too. I guess we can't really do that. Okay. All right, I think that's the format. We will have to worry about the power later. So then inside, this is where things get tricky. We've got two that are going to have to avoid this. And I'm going to leave that where it is. So we're going to go up in this space. One of them has to get over here. So this is the splitter we're getting rid of. We've got one on this side. So this will go over here. We want to avoid that. What we want to avoid. We've got them on top of one another. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we'll do another wall, I guess. So that'll be the two inputs there. So really, one of these can just get scrolled around here. Yeah, that's right. And that will be the top one. Oh, that's going to be a pain. What is this? It's an outside block. All right, and one of them has to go in there. Wait a minute. That's what this is going to be. So this one here just has to connect to that. A lot of unnecessarily squirreling around to make things look good, but I think it'll work. Why, Jen? Thanks for the lurk. Appreciate it. Okay, so if that's the top one, it's going to be the left here. So we'll grab this. And that has to get up to that position. So we could take it up actually on this side. And then bring it up from here. Oh, is that's built the wrong way, I guess. I have to build that first. That goes around like that. It'll go outside the building, come back inside the building, and then it will connect up to here. So now we just have to cut that one off. Actually, I guess we should do the other one first. So now the second one, left side, that's coming in and going straight into there. Nope. That one. So that's coming up through there. So that can almost stay where it is. We're just going to go up with a lift instead. And that goes all the way over there. So that's not good. This is not good. We need to go above here. In there, and then we'll have to go around, I guess. This should line up. Okay, and then this goes into here. And that should be ready to go into there. So we'll cut that off and replace that. We will cut this off and replace that. Delete this on the way back down. Now I just have to go back over here and delete this and delete that and just replace it. So those should go in there and they should split. And move down there. That is that connected? Looks like, yeah. We should see some stuff happening there. Maybe. It's not taking a straight route, so it's going to take a minute. Those are going, that's good. And these are going. Nice. So technically we're taking 270. We only need 240, and that's why the rest are getting sunk. So this overflow splitter, eventually when things get filled up, there's just a few that are going to get pulled off the rail there. How to complicate a build to the constructor? Yeah. But we do get to watch it do stuff. I was thinking the only way that I know how to change this so you could actually see things going up would be to use wall holes. Or not wall holes, floor holes. And then twist it around. And then delete the platforms. We'd end up with these big bulky things there, but it might look alright. We could try it on one of them. Anyway, so that means that this can go. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. I'll leave that in place. I don't need that anymore. That no longer needs to exist. Now, unfortunately, we probably want to rethink. Yeah, because you can see inside there. So I might add in a lift. And then I'll just take this lift to a different height. Weird how you can build one way but not the other. And that should all be Mark II. That should be Mark II. I guess it doesn't really matter. We could move them at whatever speed we want behind here. It's just cheaper if they were Mark II. And I don't know whether having two different belt speeds clogs things up. I'm not clear on that. Either way, you can see here the rods going down and being turned into modular frames. So that's one side. Now we just have to do the other side. And I think that looks cooler with the two belts. I kind of want to have something going down in the middle between them. I wonder if we could use concrete pillar. That's pretty good. I'm thinking orange lights or yellow lights. Sure. I'm not sure how many people know that you can hold control on like items, like wall holes and things like that. And if you look at something and you hold control, it'll replace it rather than building on top of it. Like that. All right, so the lesson we learned before was that we're going to use lifts inside here. First, I need to figure out where this is going. There's that. So this is... That's the splitter. So we need one of them to come up to there. And that's going to happen over on this side. And that might be done the wrong way. So let's just test my little experiment out here. I'll get rid of this, and I build a platform. And I do a floor hole. Might make these look a little bit beefier too, which would be nice. Now I should be able to connect this with another lift. Oh, really? Well, weird. Oh, they're not in the same spot. That's odd. I guess it was out there? Yeah, weird. See, now here I can rotate that around and have that be the outside? weirdly it has like a double... I'm not sure what that part is. I could use a smaller floor hole. Oh, you did know about the replacement thing, Dan? Yeah, it's really handy. I guess we could try a smaller floor hole. That's probably gonna look better, yeah. Oh, that's too high. So it's a lot of twisty, but I think that'll look okay. As long as it functions the right way. Yeah, I think that'll look better than that. I'm going to wait till I get stuff going up and down, but I think that'll look good. And then we can work on maybe adding some bits to it as well. That's the outside, that's the outside. Alright, so working backwards, we need to come up from there. It goes up, this comes down here. And then this is going to... oh, what's this? I think this is the overflow. Yeah, okay, that is probably going to move. Oh, we've got a window to deal with here. I need to keep everything in that space. It has to go there, and then we have to get that hooked up to here. Okay, fair enough. Crazy that you can fit through there. You don't look at it. It looks to me about half the size of my player, not the full size. I do find perspective in the game tricky that way. The same idea here. We'll just split this. And this one. Now this one is going somewhere close by. Right. This is going away, so this needs to go to there. And over this side, I just did the same sort of thing. Third lane, so we'll add in that. Right. Okay, so that should work. Goes all the way down to here. Not my favorite thing, but it might actually look cool. I feel like your brain is like, is that working? Is that really connected? There's no real way to tell. But I might leave some of this glassed so you can actually see the inner workings. I think it would be kind of cool. It's weird how these don't visually connect sometimes. I like that look better. Yeah, let's go all the way in. Was there a yeah, there was a wall there. I think I like the brighter purple better. I haven't decided. There might be too many lights in this one. Right, I think that's it. I think now all we need to do is just make the switch down here. Delete the central one. Rod's going up. Oh right, this isn't hooked up here. I think I saw rods go by over this way. They're going up now. Outside, we'll be able to see the difference. Obviously it's stuck. I didn't hook it up to the main belt. Oh yeah. I think that's worth twisting things around. Even though there might be some calculation errors with the 1 meter floor holes. I still can't find out whether that's valid or not, but I feel like that's worth the change. Now, why is that not working? Because that's too far away. That's why. better. Oh, still not getting it. I guess that's a problem when you're hooking things up to the actual lift instead of the wall hole. Plus it's complicated because we've got this double layer here. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Need to do something with it to make it feel a little bit more special, but other than that, I think we're doing okay. So, do we have anything to clean up in here? Why have you stopped? So this shouldn't pull more than it needs. That's the only other thing. All looks good to me. A little cleaner in here, which is nice. I'm gonna move this power node, I think. That's powering everything above it, I think. Yes. I would very much like to have this covered up. Yeah, I think that looks better. And the windows here will just be... I think we're going to use these straight clear ones. That. I guess I could go even farther. Go on the halfway mark, maybe? Yeah. So we could potentially change the depth of that to be a full foundation now, which I like. Yeah, that feels sturdier. Not sure about that. I like that slope going all the way down. So I need more silica either way. I saw a really cool post. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. They had like it's like a bio facility where they put all of their stuff, all of their wood and leaves and bio stuff into a train station, and then the train station took it to a bio facility, and the only thing that facility did was turn it into biofuel, and it was all like meant to like. They used summer sloops and doubled it and like really made efficient use of all the crap that you pick up. I just thought was really cool. I don't know about that. I feel like the window's kind of narrow. I think we need them to be at least 5 wide before we start angling the corners. Could maybe use an upside down small ramp. That'll probably help with some of the design inside. Give us a slightly more beefy windowsill or window frame to deal with. I like sloping windows down like this because it really allows you to see all the cool stuff that's happening below. When you're just going up to a regular window, or even with a sill, like you can't see nearly as well. That's why when I make the windows on my storage room, which is going to be up there, I want to make sure that the windows are slanted like that, so that you can see down. It's a tough thing with these games where you're dealing with blocks and chunks that are 8 meters wide. I feel like these could be maybe taller. Sure. Zero T666. How's it going? Hope you're having a good Wednesday so far. Alright, now we have to do this piece down here. How did I handle it over here to just stop? Oh no, I went down on a different angle. That's what I did. Zero, thanks for the tier 1 sub. 21 months. You can drink everywhere now. Thanks very much. Appreciate the support. Did I double up on this? I can't remember. No, I just brought it forward. I'm losing the light, so time for a break. The sunset switch has been flipped.
Perhaps you enjoy the challenge of blindly stumbling through tasks in low visibility. Try not to walk off a cliff. Replacing pioneers is inconvenient.
Hey, great minds think alike, Cosmic. There's actually a really good clip of that on TikTok right now. Need to get on the train first. Let's edit this timetable. I think we don't need to go to Megatron. Cool. Folks, I take a break about once an hour. Gives me a chance to grab another cup of coffee. Gives you a chance to grab a friend and let them know that I'm streaming. You can also go and follow me on social media. I'm Joel Duggan on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky. Very easy to find. And I'll be back in just a few minutes. Funny that we're here. I actually wanted to check something. Take a little bit of a break. I want to, I was trying to figure out the Satisfactory modeler, and I'm not entirely sure I know how to use that app. It seemed to be working pretty well, but then all of a sudden it's not really showing me what I need to see. But what I wanted to check were some of my resource nodes around here, because I wanted to map out all the things that we're sending into storage using the modeler. And I was right about the 2 belts of iron ingots. Sneaky sub during the break. Jody Illyria, thanks very much for the reminder, Sandy. And Jody, thank you ever so much for the lovely, lovely sub. Oh, I missed a spot. So this is the Ironhide smelting facility from the Cybertron series where we were building Autobot-based stuff down here. I really wish I could have combined my Metroplex save. That would have been really cool. These are 250%, 300 per minute. So each belt has got 300. So this is what I'm not understanding about the Satisfactory modeler. Is that I can't get this to shoot out 300. Like, I can put a part limit on it, but it doesn't work the way that it's supposed to. It's a normal at Mark II. That's what they all are. But it doesn't do what you expect it to. Because I think it's a top-down modeler. I don't think you can go from the bottom up. Recently found that the modeler has a straight line mode. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I like it as well. But so Zero, have you messed around with this? Because like I can't figure out how to get this to output the right number of things. Like you can't do overflow with this. I don't think, to the best of my knowledge. I also could not remember how many smelters I had. Survey says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I've got 30 smelters, and they're all at 100%. Oh, thanks.
Attention, your viewers cannot read minds or see around the image you currently have up on screen.
Thank you. It's all right. I got there. I got there in the end. That's why we have that command. Anyway, the modeler, I've got this kind of separated out, but really, they stay as 2 belts, right? Like the output from this facility is 2 belts, which is 15 times 30. 450 on each belt. So the way that I've got this set up in the modeler is correct. But that doesn't, like, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. So I've got to figure out what I'm making at the top tier and then go down from there, I think. So inside of Wheeljack, for people that have never been here, this is where we're putting everything into storage. And so it's just the purpose of the facility is just to make stuff and put it into the dimensional depots. So we've got everything here, plus the tops are all depots. And so we've got all this stuff happening. But the big end products are 1 per minute. So I can go into here and I can say that this is 1 per minute. But then it doesn't, like it, this parts per minute switch is doing the opposite of what it used to. So I don't understand. I'm really not sure what's happening here. I need to know how many of these we're making per minute. This is all happening down here. 4 and 4 is 8. I think that's it. I'm keeping it pretty low. And I'm pretty sure we're doing 5 motors. 4 motors. And if we're doing 4 motors, then we're doing 10 stators and 10 rotors. And so there's other stuff going into overflow, and that's fine. So that still hasn't changed that. How many modular frames are we making? That's these guys here. 4 modular frames. So really, I feel like you have to make Satisfactory Modular a top-down process. And then pipes. How many pipes are we making? These have all been colored funny. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and 120. See, that still hasn't changed the end result. We're still not quite making one of these, but I know we are. And it's probably got to do with the concrete, because I don't know how to change that. Concrete node is outside. Because I think we're bringing in just this. It's a normal node, I think. Yeah, a normal node at 150%. So I can't get this to do what I want. It's a Mark II miner. Yeah. So that doesn't change the number. Like, I don't understand why 180, but here it's saying 90. And I changed that to 180 and it goes 82. Like, I don't understand why. So then I guess this has got to get changed. It's a strange way that the modeler makes you do things. Anyway, somewhere along here we are making concrete. Alright, so we've got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 15, 30, 45, and 60. So why does that not increase? Right? Like, that does not make any sense. Now, 4 is the right number there, but parts per minute, it's doing the opposite of what you expect it to. So there's something screwy is going on. Because this isn't even working the same way that it was a couple of weeks ago when I was using it. We're not making 27.33 concrete. We're making 60. Right? So I don't understand. Why it's doing that. So now we've got the 1, I guess. That's correct, and that's working. And then steel beams are over here. 45 it looks like. And then the only thing I need to check in on is my stitched iron plates. Kind of messy through here. Looks like 9. So part limit is a weird way to say that. I feel like it should be parts produced or something. So that's those screws. I didn't know off the top of my head. 50, 50, 50. I don't know why we're making 150. I don't think we're using them for anything. I think they're going straight to storage. Here's another thing that's really strange too, is that you can't have things go to storage over AwesomeSync. The splitter prioritizes the AwesomeSync, which is strange. How many rods are we making? Those are plates, so 20, 40 plates, 15, 30 rods. Oh, unless these are... That's all wire. We did iron wire, which is really cool. These are all painted the wrong color, too. So 30 rods and 40 plates. And then iron wire, that's a big one. 22.5. And then we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 270 wire. And there's also a cable machine in here somewhere. I think it's the black one down here. Yeah, 30 cable per minute. Now that was not on the sheet. So we'll have to stick that somewhere in here. What did I say it was 20? $30. So these numbers are still not looking like they should. $104. I mean, I know we're producing more than we need. Still. Priority splitter gives a priority to the top output. I've tried switching them around. Now it's going to make it a liar to me. So essentially there's one of these systems on everything. So we can put that over here for wire. I think it might be better to move these farther out though. So like if we take all this and stick it like somewhere way over here. Cable. You sort of see like how our storage is built up throughout the thing. When the container is full, then everything goes into the sink. Yes. Yeah. So I'll show you. For anybody that has not seen this, there is a entry point here for dumping off your stuff. Everything from around the machines here has an overflow belt, and that's the overflow belt on the back there. So everything after it's done has got a smart splitter on it, and it just goes onto the sushi belt, and everything goes down there and eventually up this lift right there, and that connects to the top up here, right there. And then everything back here is just a smart splitter. So it's plates, rods. They go in there, into the big double bin, and then they loop around into the depot. So it fills the depot, then it fills the bin, and then anything overflow is shot down here and is taken into the awesome sink. Now this is all kind of temporary. This was my work staging area when we first started. But we have a few coupons. And nothing to really spend it on. I do like the look of this place, though, as a starting area. It's pretty good. Everything over here is all just manual. I was just feeding things in via bins, so like SAM fluctuators and AI limiters and oscillators, and where a lot of our summer sloops and stuff are. So these bins here are full of like different things. These I think are, these have a bin, like they have a depot. But it's not the same as over there. It's not, they're not part of the full thing. This was kind of like an afterthought because we ended up getting this fancy alternate recipe, and so the 4 ingredients for that all come in through here, and they're just being pulled off of the belts below, as I mentioned, just being pulled off the sushi belt. So the whole thing is just basically making everything up to heavy modular frames. It got us to trains. It's also a really cool looking area. It's modeled after Wheeljack. I was talking about Devastator yesterday, But this facility is there's not a lot of green and red on the front of it now that I look at it, but Wheeljack was the inspiration for it. There's a lot more green along the sides. I think it has kind of like a Wheeljack vibe. Anyway. So I was just trying to get like a beat on what we were producing out here. 60. I think they're all doing the same. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 360. But like we have way more coal coming in than that. I don't understand how to make this actually work right. There's a mod Squealet for organics, for planting and farming and stuff. So anyway, this is essentially the Wheeljack storage facility. And so everything here, like there's our motors, right? So those could come over here. And nothing is shipped out. Everything is just meant for player storage. So same idea. We would just copy this, paste that here, and then just run this. Actually, I guess I could... This would come out from here. See, it splits it in half rather than giving the 4 to this. So what you need is another priority splitter. So I have to do this. Reverse this. Put that into there. Top goes to there. Bottom goes to there. And so this is modular frame storage. Modular frame depot. Screws, cable, etc. And so on. This is backwards. I'm not sure why they've got this pink bit on them. Same idea here. I really wish I could color code this. I think it would go a lot easier. So I think that answers most of my questions. So we can go back now. I do eventually want to come back down here and make the train station look cool. And we originally had our hub here, but obviously our hub's now back at Devastator. So I want to come back and finish the back of this. Oh, wait a minute. That's the wrong train. That's the train that's supposed to be here. Oh, I might have just actually... I may have turned off self-driving on this. There we go. Yeah, I don't remember what the mod was called that introduced farming. It's an older mod, so it might not be updated. And I'm not sure if I like the whole pave paradise, put up a parking lot down here. I may want to rethink that idea and just have them be standalone buildings. I think the only thing we're not doing right now in this save is Quickwire. The now ugly green machine. Eventually, I think these train tracks are going to be a lot lower. I don't know that we're going to go up to this level until we get past this area. Plant and Harvest is the mod name, maybe? Yeah. Sounds familiar. I wonder if it would be worth putting a hypertube down the middle of this train track. So we've got that mostly sorted. Oh, right, we had to finish this, didn't we? That's not what I did. Looks about right to me. I find it funny that these teeny tiny little signs make the same amount of noise that a foundation does when you place it. And then we just have signs over here. That looks about right to me. Nice. So, the inside, I decided to go with stairs here, and I think I'm going to keep, at least inside the building here, we're going to keep the copper color. For all the wire coming in. Normally I've been doing unpainted for all of my lifts and belts, but I feel like sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of color. Frame rate in here is garbage. I don't know why. Now for these, I think it was unpainted. No. It's 3 on the belts and on the splitters. Same as the machines. Can't say I'm crazy about the supports in here. I might want to redo them. And then these were all unpainted. This is what happens when you combine saves and your swatches don't match up. Everything needs a touch up. And it looks like I was planting lights in here too. Oh, there goes the frame rate. Time to save the game and reboot. I don't know what it is when I fly over here. It must load something in a cave. But it is gross. Really can't play like this. We're doing plates and sorry, things are so slow, folks. Usually just reloading the game will help. I'm going to close the Satisfactory modeler just in case. I don't think I'm running anything else that needs closing. Nope. Has anybody else experienced that in Satisfactory? I think I might have a computer that's on the limit of what I really should have for playing Satisfactory. Better a short wait for a game reload than a crash. I would agree. Yeah, it is frustrating when you crash, you lose some stuff. Although my autosave is like every 15 minutes, and sometimes we luck out, we don't really lose that much. All right, so that was the machines painted. And then over here you'll see, I was planning on doing this like hole in the ground, but then that means I can't do this cool thing I was doing by putting borders around stuff, because the borders don't work on the half foundations. And to put a border here, there's nothing that lines up there. I guess the closest thing I could do would be like a beam, maybe? But even then, that doesn't really match up the way that you'd want it to. So don't know how to handle that. It might be better to just have this have no pattern for this particular one. And just go clean from one kind of floor type to the other. Maybe we add in like a boundary or something. I do like that that just lines up just the right way. I was thinking about doing like a half foundation. But the gap is pretty big. And I thought that the other foundation lined up better. I'm getting rid of this old walkway. Might be better to go. Well, I don't know. And grab this and just zoop it down. It's going to make these supports look kind of funny, so I think I might have to rethink that. And here, I don't know what we do. Maybe we just leave that gap there the whole time. Because that's too large to go in that space. I guess we could do that. Actually, that looks about right. I don't know whether we do that on everyone. Maybe we only do it in the middle. I feel like there was a gap. Specifically? No, I guess they're all evenly spaced. Maybe we just don't need this at all. I need to check something upstairs. I think that's going to be okay. Yes. Okay, good. Want to make sure that the top of the wall wasn't going to show through. I really don't like that when you've got a wall underneath the floor, you can see this seam, like the green. I really don't think we should be able to see that. So I wanted to check that before I started putting these tall walls on the top floor here. And I do not know what's happening on the outside here. So we'll leave that there for now. This, I believe, that's all 1 meter foundation. So we might end up dropping the ceiling a little bit, depending on what we need. Wasser Fall, thanks very much for the follow. Appreciate it. I do hear some critters crawling around down below. I wonder if it's the critters that are causing my frame issues. I hear you, little creepy collies. Where are you? There you are. I feel like they respawn maybe they don't. These guys are big. Try to get them in the water so I can at least spare some trees. Alright, well, whatever. I don't think that was the issue, but you never know. Oh, speaking of issues. Anything else sticking up in here? Doesn't look like it. And oh right, I gotta get rid of these yet. There's a mod that I saw that just gets rid of the big bean mob. I would love to be able to get rid of them because it's the only thing that spawns in your base because it's passive. Now why can't I build there? Oh, there we go. Yeah, they used to drop some meat. I agree, but I don't think they do that anymore. I don't know why they're in the game. I'm not sure why the developers looked at that and said, like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's keep that. You know, there's so many cool things in the game, and they're just not one of them. So all along here, I'm going to want to get rid of this top layer and go with single walls instead. So we don't have that Z fighting happening at the top. Here I don't think it matters because I think there's a wall directly above it. Yeah. Oh, I feel like we're losing the light again. Yep. Don't know that we really finished all that much today. I guess a lot of it was the reworking of the front. I think that worked out. I do feel like I might have too many lights in through here. I'm going to delete these, I think. It needs something, but I don't think lights are the answer. Also, that's not the right style of thing. Nice. So we didn't really tackle the door very much, but we did take care of the inputs for both of the rods. I think they look a lot better. Unfortunately, there's not much you can see at night. But I feel like the facility looks a little cooler. Now over here, one of the things we could do is by removing this, and then what is that? Gray. We can actually showcase the lights on the belt as part of the decor, which I think is kind of fun. And I really like what we did up here. We're just gonna have to come up with ways to make it look a little bit more alien. But it's a big project. There's 3 floors with lots of these assemblers. And we seem to be stalling across the board for I don't know what reason. Yeah, I really wish I could figure out what's going on. Assemblers seem to be the worst offender. Anyway, I'm going to pass you along to somebody else playing Satisfactory. Just give me a second to find somebody. See who's live. I got nobody, so we're gonna go probably Minecraft. Oh, Total Eclipse is live. Never mind. Let's raid Total Eclipse. I think you will very much enjoy your time with Total. You are very welcome to stick around and hang out with Total Eclipse. I feel like he's one of the stronger voices in Satisfactory. I really like his content. So go ahead and enjoy that. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC minus 3 hours for now. This weekend it'll go back to 4. And look for new episodes of the Citadel Cafe coming soon. There's a new episode of the Spawn Chunks out right now, as well as our live coverage from Minecraft Live this past weekend. Just go to youtube.com/thespawnchunks to find all of that. I'm Joel Duggan on social media, and I'm Joel Duggan on Patreon. If you want to support the stream, join the Discord, come hang out with us in between streams, and check out patreon.com/Joel Duggan. It's one of the best ways to support me, and as well as your favorite creators. If they're a creator on Twitch or social media, they probably have a Patreon. So go look for one for your favorite folks out there. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a fantastic afternoon. Bye for now.